Started our show with the song by Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. What's Going On is also the title of our session. I like to start each show off with a quote. And the quote is, Why Can't We Get Along? And this quote is by Rodney King. What the quote by Rodney King, Why Can't We Get Along? Our show today is about the hate that we have in our nation today. The hate that is an atmosphere that, in my opinion, the current administration fosters. He fosters the hate. We wanted to talk about some things that seem to be ordinary things that Black people they have had the police called on them. There are so many instances, but the instances that have come to light just here recently, and to me, they seem like such simple things. Uh, the most recent that I have is a lady trying to redeem a coupon at CVS, and that's the thing with the cameras. The same as for the police that unfairly incarcerate people. The cameras are making a lot of things that Black people have known have always been done, but because of the cameras, more and more things are being documented, and there's no question of he said, she said. It shows what actually has happened. You would think going into a CVS store with a coupon to redeem your coupon would be a simple thing, that it wouldn't be anything that would cause consternation. The lady went in to use her coupon. The man behind the counter called the police. Now, because of the cameras and the recording that she had, what he said, as far as the picture showed, was untrue. He said that she came in and she had caused trouble and she had been asked to leave and she refused to leave. All she was really trying to do was redeem her coupon.
Yes. Um, for everyone who has been frustrated by proliferation of cell phones and the fact uh, that people can't seem to keep their nose out of their hands. And this saying, it comes from Rochelle Riley, and it's about the cell phones that we have plenty of around here, and that's how they capture all these things that are happening to the Black. And what I mean by that is people, uh, well, white people are calling police on Black people. And see, we have so many phones around now. Whatever happens, it captured whatever.
It's being captured on somebody's camera someplace.
Yes, if it's not a cell phone, it's a camera somewhere close, and that's a good thing. And you have a white lady called on a little young Black girl for selling water so she can go to Disney World or
Yeah,
somewhere.
in San Francisco,
Uh-huh.
she called the police on a young child, and this child wasn't causing anybody trouble, and she was doing something that should not have been such a big deal. You see children, and it doesn't make it any better that it seems that all of the people that have called the police have been people that if they weren't Caucasian, they looked like they were of the Caucasian persuasion,
Yes.
and so
And they called because she barbecued in the park. You know, these are things that have been happening all the time. This has been going on forever. They've
yes.
been calling police on you, but now it has gotten so that when it happens now, it gets seen on a camera.
Yes,
And that
and then it's
shows.
not to me now that they are able to take the videos and the picture documentation.
Hmm.
It's not my word against your word.
Right.
We've got the actual happenings, and so to
Yes.
me that it hasn't helped in all cases, but it's
Right.
certainly helped in quite a few.
Yeah.
And some of the things that I have are like you said, the lady barbecuing. She was barbecuing at a picnic in Oakland. And what is more common than somebody at the park with a barbecue? And they had they had gone through the to be at this park in this location. There was no problem with that. But
The fact is, they she called the police, and what makes it even worse that when they are calling the police don't have no choice but to come and investigate.
right,
I don't know if, well, a few have gotten arrested because I know the one from Starbucks got arrested.
right, they
and
did.
So, and it just being so many people calling for nothing. And it should be something, some law against them false calling.
It should be a law against him for filing a false report. It should be, especially one that, we talk about the lady in the park at the barbecue, and they nicknamed the lady that called the police Barbecue Becky. And so they're making up names, and the little boy that was cutting grass. I mean, here he is cutting grass. And to me, even if, well, I won't even go there, but here he is trying to make him a little extra money in a legal way,
Yeah.
and he's cutting grass. And so if the person that whose yard he's grass he's cutting doesn't have a problem, why would somebody that doesn't have anything at all to do with this call the police on? I mean, he's not destroying property, he's cutting the grass.
And that the good thing about it, some of them are losing their jobs.
Yes,
Some
yes,
of them are losing
yes.
their jobs, and that's something to make them think. Why are you so? What was the reason you called the police on this person, and they wasn't doing anything? It wasn't against the law.
I know you would think it's not against the law to redeem a coupon, and to find out the coupon that the lady had was a valid CVS coupon. Now, I know that man lost his job, but to me, when he called the police, because she really hadn't done anything, and what I'm basing this on is the video that was posted. He called in and he said that she was causing a confusion, and that she had been asked to leave and she refused to leave. So when he called in and made the report, he lied. He lied to make it seem more serious than it actually was. And I want to say again, I'm basing this based on the video. And so the police asked her to leave, but he didn't have any reason to call the police on someone redeeming a coupon. I look at the lady that was wearing the T-shirt at the park. Now, the T-shirt had the Puerto Rico flag on it. And to me, you can wear a T-shirt. Some T-shirts you prefer people not wearing, but a T-shirt that has a flag of Puerto Rico. And the thing that made this situation worse, there was a policeman there. And so the lady kept saying, I feel threatened. Can you make him leave? What happened in that incident was that the people were at their picnic spot. And so the people that came that had the authorization, I don't know if you have to pay a fee to rent it, but they had the authorization to be in this spot. And so most of the people left. This one man, I guess he was angry because here it is a group of darker skinned people making them leave, but they had the authorization. They had, when you rent a place in the park, they give you a little certificate that says, you're authorized to have this spot.
And most of the time they put it on the shelter house or whatever.
They put it on the shelter house. And so everybody else left because they realized these people had the authorization to be there. This one guy that had been drinking, he kept saying, well, because you got on that T-shirt, you don't have any business being here. To me,
in the United States,
she had a Puerto Rican flag on her T-shirt, which was a pretty flag, but he was saying, well, he said that too. You don't have any right to be here wearing that T-shirt. And so to me, he was angry because he had to move. And so, when people say, well, I just did that because I'm drunk, my sentiment is that's not excuse. If you can't hold your liquor, then, there are a lot of people that are alcoholics and they stay at home. If you don't know how to control yourself, then when you drink, you need to keep your behind at home and leave folks alone. But because he had to move was when he caused a problem. And I think what makes that situation a lot worse was that there was a policeman there, and the lady kept saying, I feel threatened. Can you make him move? We have authorization to be here. Now, this was a male policeman, and it took a female policeman to come and tell him, if you don't move on and leave these people alone, I'm going to arrest you. And so the male policeman quit his job. But my sentiment is you're there for that purpose and you didn't do your job. What did you have? What were you waiting for him to physically assault her? Because he was in her face. And when I say all these things, I'm basing these on the videos that I have seen.
Right.
And so he was in her face. And so, he ran up on the right crowd because he was in the wrong place. Some people would have hurt him being all up in somebody's face. You can't do that no more.
No, you can't. And see that's the case when the guy that shot the white guy that shot the black man that was defending his girlfriend
Right.
in Florida. See, now that stand your ground law, and I think it's several states that have that.
Missouri is one of them.
I was getting ready to say I was going to look and see if Missouri
is one.
I like what this lady Rochelle was saying. Let me see, where did I leave off that? Go ahead.
We talk about these instances and there's just so many, and the ones that I'm bringing up are ones that have had things posted where the women were golfing at the golf course in Pennsylvania, and the crowd came behind her, and the men came behind her, and they said she was golfing too slow, and so. If she had a right to be there, well then, go around her.
I think it was a group of ladies.
It was a group of ladies. And so I think anymore that our current administration has caused this atmosphere of contention. It seems to me that he likes drama wherever he goes. He likes for there to be constant confusion. And I never seen somebody in the presidency that just likes to keep so much drama as our current administration.
And I'm going to read some of this. We are not really talking to each other. See, that's one of the problems. When they call the police on these people, they haven't gone up to talk to them to see what and why, or try to, see what's going on before they call the police. And the upside is that we really are having an opportunity to reveal just how much dissension and how much hatefulness and how much time there are these type of things happen. See, so many things happening is because we are not talking to each other.
That's true.
To find out. And then it say that they have been happening and they're not new.
Oh, no. So I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And what's new is revelation of them. And so for folks who would say racism is not as bad as it used to be, and we shouldn't talk about it so much, and it will go away. And to let you know, it's just getting worse. It's getting worse.
My thing is when you try to shove it underneath the cover, it hasn't gone away because the circumstances that caused it have not gone away. And when you don't talk about it, it to me, if you didn't talk about it, it would have gone away a long time ago.
And see, that's when you don't talk about it and don't deal with it, then it's not going anywhere like you're saying. And because people are feeling empowered, and that's why they do all these acts.
Oh, yeah.
They feel empowered because it's coming from down.
Oh, it's coming from the top. Yeah, you have all these closet racists. And that's not to say everyone white is a racist, because that's not true. There are some decent white people, and I believe in my heart there are decent policemen. Some of them are good people, just like anybody else.
And you know what? I think it's more good people than it is bad people. And I think it's, good people on black and good people white and good people on police. I think the majority of the people are. But you just have some bad apples, and they make it
bad for everybody else. Yeah.
And they just have that. And when you have a head of the house, the White House, is acting the way he's acting, he threw the whole United States under the bus when he went over there and talked to Russia.
Yeah, to Putin. Yeah, he did.
So,
yeah, he did. And to me, what makes it worse is the people in his party are so busy kissing up to him that they're not willing. A few of them. And my thought is, it seems like more of the women are standing up to Donald Trump than are the men. Most of the women are standing and saying what they think. The men are kind of cowered
Yes,
down.
yes. And I wonder if the Congress and the Senate are not saying anything is because they're afraid they're going to lose their job. But if you're not saying anything, you might lose them anyway
I agree.
because
I
you're
agree.
sitting back and letting the White House do whatever they want to do, and you're not doing your job. It's nobody going to vote for you for not doing your job.
That's true. That's very true. He has done so much in as far as taking us backwards.
Oh yes, oh yes.
We're not moving forward. We're moving backwards.
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back. And this has been Senior Moment with Millie and CC, KUAW, the Kansas City Global Community Radio Station.
You are listening to Kansas City Global Community Radio Station, KUAW. Our segment today is named What's Going On, and that's the title song by Marvin Gaye. We've talked a lot about people just doing ordinary things and having the police called on them. We've named some of these examples, but I'd like to list a few more. We talked about Barbecue Becky calling the on a people at a picnic in Oakland. A boy, just a young boy, cutting grass in Ohio. Access to the swimming pool, where I guess the pool manager called the police on a lady because she didn't give him her address. Which, when he called the police tried to defuse it and say, well, she's got her card, and her card is opening up the gate, so she evidently has the right to be here.
Mhm.
The little girl selling the bottled water in San Francisco, somebody just redeeming a coupon at CVS. The ones that really, I think, kind of started this whole ball rolling was the men at Starbucks in Philadelphia. The women on the golf course, just, I mean, in Pennsylvania, because they were golfing too slow. You know, I'm not a golfer, so I really can't say, but I didn't know that speed was a criteria for any of the golfing games. And they even had one where they called the police on this guy because he had socks on at a swimming pool. Now, personally, I think it's tacky, but I don't see why somebody would even care if he had socks on at the swimming pool. What difference does it make? I mean, but these are just minor things. And when you think that they call the police on these people basically for no reason, it has effects because they're calling the police on people for no reason. So that means that when an emergency comes up, the police are dealing with this non-emergency, and then they're not available when they're really needed. And my last one that I have, and not that this is the only one, but when he was in the woman's space because she had on a Puerto Rican t-shirt, what difference does it make what her t-shirt says? If you don't like to read it, don't look at it.
Well, I think what we are seeing today with living while black, with the police being called on us as black people, are going just about their daily lives. And it stems from a long history of discrimination and residential segregation. And it just goes back to Jim Crow. We have and redlining and
Gerrymandering, don't forget that.
okay. And it's just so many different things that they're calling. And also this young lady that was sleeping at the
college,
waiting for her to go ahead and take her test. And so it just numerous things that people been called, the police been called
for things that somebody that has the right to be in the campus and in for a test and just fall asleep to have the police called on her. You wake up and the police are standing over you for no reason. You're thinking, I was asleep. What did I do wrong? Is sleeping a crime now?
Yeah. Well, it's coming to the end. This has been a good subject, I think, CC. And I'm going to read spiritual moments. And the verses, chapter and verse, Matthew 7 and 8. For everyone that asks, receive, and he that seeks, find, and to him that knock, it shall be open. And this has been Senior Moments with Millie and CC and KUAW, the Kansas City Global Radio Station.
Let me just say, I want to say a shout out to my niece because I know she listens, to thank her for the idea, because this was really a good idea. And we might visit this again in the future because it's an ongoing problem.
We need to talk about more current events also, because it's just things just happening that we need to know about. And President Trump is in Kansas City today. He's probably still there eating lunch, but I just thought I would mention, so be careful out there. They have a lot of streets blocked off, and he got to go back to the KCI airport. So this has been Senior Moment.